So I wanted to end tonight on a good note, so I got one more thing. I do have one more thing. And now we try to teach it through Master Club. One of our primary goals is to teach godly character. So we want them to memorize God's Word not because we're asked to memorize God's Word, and we're not asked to hide God's Word in our heart. Those are things that God expects us to do as Christians, to protect ourselves and to prepare ourselves for whatever may come ahead. Is hiding God's Word. So we do those things, but one of the primary things we like to do and we try to do is to encourage godly character. And so tonight, I want to encourage some godly character. We had the Air Force and the Marines, and so I have these, they're not real dummy grenades. I had to say that just in case, some people. But I have some dummy grenades. These are for some kids that blew it out of the water this year with some godly character that I noticed. And then there was also one that was brought to me. And I'm going to let Miss Crystal give that one away here in just a second. I think she's already over here. Good. So we have that, and then I'm going to give each of them, I have a gift card to Minchie's, which is an ice cream. It's not actually ice cream, it's something else, but I call it ice cream. Anyway, that's for the kids. I need these 5 kids to come down. Sorry. Grace Denning. Just stand down front right here. Austin Church. Sierra Wise. Josiah Church. And Matthew Varela. Whenever the year started, we bought dog tags, and then we challenged them to say a verse to memorize 2 Timothy 2:3, where that verse is, Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. So they all had to memorize, all of the kids had to memorize that verse, and then they also had to stand in front of the church and recite scriptures whenever Brother Roger does that on the first Sunday night of the month. They had to do that at least 2 times. And then the teachers of each class got to give them some additional challenges to accomplish before they could earn their dog tags. But most of the kids in all of the classes, most of them did earn their dog tags. Now these guys here, and so because of the military theme, in getting the dog tags, I was in and out of the Army surplus store. And so that's when I found these grenades, and I just bought 3 of them, and I didn't know what to do with them. And then before the end of the year came, though, the Lord gave me this idea to be an encouragement to these kids for having some godly character. However, I only got 3 of them, and then on the last night, 2 teachers brought to me 2 different kids that had done something. So we have a couple of honorable mentions. But we got you guys a Minchie's card, so to go with it. So first of all, I would like to recognize Grace. Grace, I witnessed Grace personally. I witnessed her physically and positionally take the back seat more than once, multiple times. This young lady has a meek spirit. She has a godly spirit of letting others go before herself. She is very kind and very selfless in putting others first. Galatians 5:22 and 23 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." And Grace, you definitely exhibited the fruit of the Spirit of the Lord, and we just want to honor that godly character in you tonight. Now, along similar lines, one of the honorable mentions tonight is going to be Josiah Church. Unprovoked, we have they can earn tickets, and at the end of the year we have a store, and we buy as much different toys and different things that they like. We try to reward them and allow them to earn their reward for all the different things that they do, and they can go in this store and purchase some gifts and toys and things. And so, unprovoked, during this night, Josiah gave some of his hard-earned tickets away to another kid. He heard another kid trying to buy some stuff, and they didn't have enough, and Josiah was just a blessing, and he just turned around and seen it and said, hey, here, I'll help you out. I mean, out of the kindness of his heart. Josiah, Proverbs 22, verse 9 says, he that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Giving is a spiritual gift and is godly character. Thank you for your godly character. Austin Church, this young man loves the Lord. He always has a smile on his face. And if you can talk to boys and then boys will just talk about boy stuff, if you want to talk about the Bible, he's willing to do it. As a young man, this young man is willing to put on a sober mind. He's not afraid. It doesn't bother him a bit. In today's age, it's hard to get young people to put on a sober mind. Austin doesn't mind. He'll put on a sober mind and visit with you about the Lord and about God's Word if you want to. As a matter of fact, this young man came to me one time. I heard him reciting a verse for somebody to earn some points, and I went up behind him, and I'm putting my finger in his ear, and I'm playing with his hair. He didn't even flinch. He just kept right on. He already got rewarded for that. But this morning he says, hey, Brother Dwayne, Brother Gary's not here. I need to say some more verses. Would you mind listening? And I said, sure. How long is this? Well, he said, as long as you can listen, I'll. I was like, okay. So this morning, as if he were reading it straight from the Bible, he quoted to me 85 verses. Titus chapter 2, verse 6 says, young men, this will be a good sermon, Brother Roger. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded. It'd probably be easier to preach than it would be for many to follow. Sister Crystal, would you come up and hand out yours tonight?
So Brother Dwayne asked me a couple weeks ago if he was telling me about the grenades that he was giving out, and he asked me, was there anybody that I could think of as a third person at that point? And I really didn't have anybody at the time. And so for the last several weeks, sorry, I watched this young lady. We had to decorate for the last couple of weekends. We've had parties up here at the church, the graduation, the Powwow Derby, and I needed some help. And Sierra has stepped up. And that girl, she works. And the thing is that she does it with such a spirit that she's always like, I mean, you can give her a little task, you can give her a big task, it doesn't matter what it is. She's like, yes, ma'am, great spirit. She does it happily. And then she's always like, what else can I do for you? What else can I do for you? And she came up here on Saturdays and Sundays when a lot of kids would love to be doing, just fun things for the weekend. But she didn't. She gave me Saturdays and Sundays that she came up here, and she helped me, and she worked hard. And so my verse for her was, and whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. And she had no recognition. I know that it was mentioned that I had done the decorating, but she was there helping me the whole time. And she didn't look for recognition. But I've already been bragging on her to several people because she just has such a servant's heart, and I was very proud of her.
Man. She's wise too. And one more honorable mention. Matthew Varela. he said pretty much the same thing tonight that he did Wednesday night. But Wednesday night when he said it, I wish you could have heard him. Whenever he was asked what his favorite badge to work on was, he said it was learning about the crucifixion, the resurrection, and the way the Jewish clock and the calendar works. So I didn't know if you put all that together tonight when he said the moon and the things like that. But then he said, learning what Jesus went through to redeem us made me more thankful, and it made me love him more. Parents and teachers, that's victory. When a kid loves, that's our whole goal right there, is for the kids to love the Lord, to love God and understand what he's done for us and to love him with all of their heart. That's our goal. Matthew, that's godly character. And all of you guys, I thank y'all so much for being a help and an encouragement to us. And we just want to recognize y'all and honor you guys tonight. And we want to thank you. I'm going to hand these out. And I'll hand these out tonight. And then Brother Roger, turn it over to you. So y'all give Matthew a hand. You guys blew it up. Thank you. Y'all can be seated.